I was still a little groggy and my stomach still gurgled, but I figured today I'd find a job. Just a job to tide me over, just a gig to hide under, just work to slide me through another week or two. They needed bus drivers on 125 and Malcolm X Boulevard, but I was instructed to say Lenox so I wouldn't scare the tourists away. I told the hiring hounds, who were little more than unemployed novices themselves, that those people climbing up 125th and Malcolm X Boulevard were very well aware of who he was, and he did not pose as a threat to them, mainly because he's dead. That's true, the woman with cornrows said. You right, baby, screw it. Besides, they've seen the movie. Everyone's seen the movie, right? I was getting a headache again. You got a license? The manager sneered. He wore an orange plastic vest and had wide, dry hands. They looked like cracked leather. I gave him my license. Is that you? He asked. Yep, I shrugged. You remind me of that guy in the movie, he said. Don't he, Margie? Huh? Don't he? Huh? Don't he look like that guy in that movie we saw? Which? With the guy. Oh, the cop and the prisoners hiding in the warehouse? Yeah, the Lopez guy. And, not Morgan Freeman, but the other one. Yeah, the other one. The Indian, the Puerto Rican. The detectives? Yeah, no, wait. I forgot, but boy, I don't know. You remind me of that actor I saw in that movie. You don't act, do you? No. Oh, you're Puerto Rican, right? Well, they're hiring swimmers right here. And he pointed to Staples. I smirked. In Staples? They have an underwater department in Staples? No. They got the law and order people, and they're making a movie about prisoners who escape from prison and they swim all around Manhattan. Well, does it pay better than the bus driver job? He grinned. Nah, but you're funny. Driving these buses is a good job. Well, what do I need? Do I need to apply for a special license? Well, we don't really need people to drive, man. We got retired MTA drivers taking these jobs, you know, because they need to work. Oh, and I don't need to work? Well, you're a young guy. I'm sure you could what? I could what? Hey, young blood, don't get feisty in the face. You're throwing more meat on the grill than I can take, all right? Let me see here. He pretended to look down at some official papers. You know movies? Nah, where does he live? I mean, do you know how to talk about movies? Whether I like them or not? Or, yeah, and where was filmed what, and who filmed what, and when, and look, we have a new driving program where you drive visitors around to show them all the sites where movies were shot here. Maybe you could give your, expertise. You seem like an educated man. My stomach gurgled, and the smell from the kebab Margie held in her mouth wafted under my nose, and my eyes watered and my tongue wagged back and forth. I was gonna call Nina and tell her to quit her job and let's just run off and bury ourselves somewhere and try to get a few laughs in before everything became movies and voting and wretched little people being hired to give you false hope and dumb kids who didn't know how to run a cash register and morbid cops who were looking younger and younger and younger and eternal nostalgia ringing out from magazines or beautifully handmade paintings on the sidewalk. Is that all we're left with? A dazzling portrait of Michael Jackson in beefy colors and glitter? I walked further west and inquired if the Apollo needed help. The security guard indoors asked me for what. I walked back and did a few figure eights trying to dodge the tourists and their cameras. I noticed Ray Charles's plot under the Apollo facade was a bit worn and someone had spit right on the corner of his upper edge. Disgusted, I went back home. My cats awoke and they looked at me sleepily. Their tails snapped like baby bullwhips. They reminded me of rabbits. Got a job yet? The black one asked. I shook my head. Where? The white one asked. I don't know, I said to them. I don't know. I don't have one yet. Why? Why? I don't know, I said. We hungry, and this ain't working, the black one said. Get it together, the white one said. And they curled up on the couch, both of them, together, and they never slept together. making it impossible for me to sit my jelly belly down and get depressed while I watched ads for movies I didn't want to see flash on television. Fine, I said, I'll find a job. You'll see. The white one said, and she began to purr as I scrambled for my keys. What time does Mommy get home? The black one asked. Shut up, I told him. I slammed the door. I could hear them laughing. In the lobby of the building were posters for a film festival. The CCNY MTA USA Fine Fair Film Festival. 3 days of films by anyone who ever attended City College, worked at the MTA, or in a supermarket in the USA. The festival crammed 147 films into 3 days, 24 hours a day. Tracy Morgan and Tina Fey were going to host the festival. I threw up when I reached for my mail right next to the poster. I went downtown to see if I could find a job. At Union Square, there was a benefit for the Tibetan Twin Film Festival, for twins born in Tibet. And although they were not hiring, they promised free admission to the 9 films they would be showing for a simple but generous donation. And the Dalai Lama's face was plastered all over their promotional material. The winner of the festival wins a Dalai Lama award, a small head of the holiness himself. I walked east and down. I wandered in and out of a few cafes, bookstores, but no one seemed interested in hiring, or they simply didn't have the money. Although one cafe, the 2nd Avenue Liberty Cafe, pressed material on me regarding Joaquin Phoenix and a movie he was making with the Afflecks about midgets and online pornography. They said it was a new special movie because no one wants to deal with the perversion of midget pornography, and the Boston Film Society was hosting a special pre-screening event for only $20, but $35 at the door. All you had to do was take a cheap bus to Boston and catch the screening. Support the arts, the barista said. Yeah, if I could, I would, but I gotta support myself first, you know? Well, that's the problem with Americans. We don't support our artists. I gagged slightly and felt dizzy. I wasn't sure if he was being serious enough, so I had to pull his collar. Do you know who I am? Get off me, he clawed. Do you know who Vince Kenji is? Or Lyric Wasserman? No, exactly. Because they're artists that need support. You ever heard of Van Gogh? Of course. Yes, of course, because he's dead. He smirked. So what, you're an artist who's angry because he is not eating? I said. Yes, I'm not eating. Well, you look pretty fit to me. Come on, man, just $1. If we raise enough, we're all gonna rent a bus and we're gonna go meet Joaquin in person at the screening. You're an asshole, I said, and I walked out. You got 50 cents? A pair of pathetic big brown eyes asked me. Sorry, I shook my head. I'd give you if I had. Nah, no worries, man, I know you would. But God's good, something will work out. Thank you, though. You want a cigarette? Ah, thank you, man, that's like a delicacy out here. Yeah, who you telling? How much they cost now, 10, 12 bucks? 14 some places. God damn. Yeah, I know. This shit had better kill you then. Cheaper being dead then, isn't it? Yeah, some of us are already dead. You and I are the unlucky ones. I hear that. You know, my brother, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, please don't. God isn't good, he whispered nervously. This took me by surprise. You don't even exist. I mean, I say that sometimes. I say I believe in him because a lot of people want you to, especially if you're on the streets. Man, look at me, man. How could I believe in a God? I say all that Jesus jazz so I can get a meal during the holidays. You know what I'm saying? The word meal caught my attention. Where? Huh? Where? Where do you go? Oh, it makes no difference. St. Mary's, St. Barnabas, the Atla Temple of Worship. There's some crazies over there. But they'll feed you once in a while. I nodded and sneered at him at the same time. But you know, there's no God. I look around and I know that. Ain't that something? Motherfuckers gotta wait for market crashes and bullshit to lose their faith. Ain't nothing crashed in my life except the watermark on my soul. that tiny piece of bran on my soul that said I was part of my family. You know, my father beat the shit out of me until I was 16 years old. Any faith I had in God was knocked out by his belt or his fist. And in that regard, I'll take Satan any day over Jesus. Because he gets shit done. Now see, people stop. Some give you some change or some food or some hope. Look, you did it. Oh, no, that's not me, man. I'm not in the hope business, I said. Oh, but you are. Because all you did was give me some of you. Your time. Well, something tells me you would have done the same for me. Hey, I'm just 2 cigarettes away from where you're standing. Oh, for real? Well, don't stand in this corner. Go around the corner. Oh, no, man. I ain't trying to take your customers or nothing. That's not my style. No, I didn't mean that. I just meant go around the corner because there's less people and so you can build up your confidence. What? You can build up your confidence. You gotta have it to make it in this racket. Shit. If I had a nice pair of shoes and a coat like you, I'd be halfway home. I grinned. An idea was forming. Something was crawling out of that large, looming spiderweb that had formed across the wall of my imagination. What's your deal? I said. His eyes locked in mine. What's yours? I'm trying to find work. That's your problem right there. I've seen you every day for 2 months. 2 months walking up and down, going to the train, looking for work. What work? I know you're an intelligent man, but there's no work for you out there. You gotta look in here. And he thumped on his chest. You gotta look in here. You know, I applied for a job at the library and they said they couldn't hire me because I had no permanent address. You see what I mean? Well, I don't know. All I know is that you gotta be honest. When you play straight with me, it'll bend right back to you. Yeah, it's the boomerang effect. I hear that. Alright, I see how people don't believe in God, but I look around and I can't understand how they don't believe in Satan. I mean, shit, there's evil everywhere. Evil is to live. What? No. Hey, look, what do you need? I need a place to stay. Maybe I can arrange something. A van, that's the best I can do. And just a pair of shoes. Yeah, and a coat. Because, you know, if we're going to work together, you got to have a coat. And so we walked up Lenox and tore over to 5th Avenue when we reached 135th Street on a mission to get our man here a coat. And, if they still had them, a shield we could put ourselves behind when cooking a new way to sculpt out a vision for the future, an idea broken little boys with deep dreams and shallow pockets could still pull off at any given moment.